Have you ever felt weighed down by the expectations of others, the regrets of the past, or toxic relationships that drain your energy? What if I told you that after 70, the secret to a peaceful and fulfilling life could lie in simply letting go of a few key things? In today's video, I'll share the 5 things you absolutely must throw away to unlock true happiness and peace in your later years. These aren't just physical things like clutter and old items you no longer need. These are emotional and mental burdens that might be holding you back from living the life you deserve. By the end of this video, you'll understand how releasing these burdens can bring you clarity, freedom, and joy. I'll guide you through practical steps to help you stop living for the approval of others, free yourself from the weight of regret, and eliminate toxic relationships. You'll also discover how to embrace change, let go of the fear of death, and start living with purpose, no matter your age. So, stick around until the end to learn how these simple shifts can help you experience life in a whole new way. Lighter, freer, and far more fulfilling. Don't let these hidden burdens control your life any longer. Let's dive in. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. The need for approval. For so much of our lives, we are deeply conditioned to seek approval from the people around us, whether it's from our parents, our friends, or our colleagues. We live in a world where validation is often seen as a measure of our worth. We try to fit into boxes to meet the expectations that others have of us, constantly striving to please those around us. It feels like an endless chase, always running after that next compliment, that next pat on the back. The pressure to live up to other people's standards can be overwhelming, and we find ourselves lost in a never-ending cycle of self-doubt and insecurity. There's always a feeling of not quite being enough, as if we're constantly falling short of the image others have of us. This need for validation can creep into every aspect of our lives, from how we dress to the career choices we make, even to the way we interact with loved ones. We might bend our desires and dreams to fit into the mold that's been created for us by society or those around us. But the sad truth is that this pursuit of approval, while it may feel validating for a moment, ultimately takes a huge emotional toll. It drains our energy, clouds our judgment, and prevents us from truly knowing who we are. But as we grow older, we begin to see things differently. With time, there comes a certain wisdom, a realization that the pursuit of others' approval isn't just unnecessary, it's a weight we can release. We start to understand that our time, our emotional energy, and our life itself are far too precious to be spent constantly trying to live up to someone else's expectations. We come to see that trying to please everyone is not only futile but also exhausting. It's like swimming against a current that will never let us reach shore. The more we try, the further we feel from our truth. The moment we allow ourselves to stop this exhausting pursuit, we begin to experience a deep, transformative sense of freedom. Releasing the need for approval allows us to finally be ourselves, to speak our truth unapologetically and without fear. It's an act of immense courage and self-love. We begin to set healthy boundaries, no longer sacrificing our peace or happiness to meet someone else's demands. Our voices grow stronger and earlier as we confidently navigate the world on our terms. We can now prioritize what truly matters to us: our passions, our health, our relationships, and most importantly, our happiness. This newfound ability to let go of external expectations gives us the space to focus on what aligns with our values and desires. As we shed the weight of needing approval, we are gifted with clarity. We realize that the approval we seek from others has often been a false measure of our worth. True value doesn't come from external praise or the validation of others. It comes from within. The more we embrace this truth, the more we can trust ourselves. The more we let go of what others think, the more we step into our power and authenticity. We come to understand that our worth is not determined by how others perceive us, but by how we see ourselves. I truly believe that when we finally stop living for others and start living for ourselves, we tap into a deeper level of peace and fulfillment. There is a profound beauty that emerges when we stop compromising our values for the sake of others. We start to nurture our inner lives, our emotional health, and our well-being in ways that we never thought possible. We honor ourselves, and in doing so, we create a life that is not only more meaningful but also more joyful. In this process, we learn to celebrate the quiet moments and the simple joys that come from living authentically. These moments, when we embrace ourselves fully and stop seeking validation from the outside world, are where true happiness begins. It is in these moments that we find the courage to be who we were always meant to be, free from the chains of other people's expectations. And in doing so, we step into the fullness of our own lives. This is what it means to live truly and freely, without fear, without apology, and with a deep, unwavering love for ourselves. 2. Regret. Regret is one of the most soul-crushing emotions we can experience. It's not just a fleeting thought, it becomes a weight that hangs over us, clouding our judgment and draining our energy. We replay our mistakes and missed opportunities over and over as though doing so will somehow fix them or make sense of them. But in truth, regret serves no purpose other than to keep us trapped in a loop of self-doubt and emotional pain. The more we focus on what we could have done differently, the more we become stuck in the past. It's like we're walking around with chains on our ankles, held back by decisions that have already been made and are beyond our control. What makes regret so difficult is that it's not just a memory of a past event, it's an emotional anchor. It's the feeling that we failed, that we let ourselves down, that we missed the perfect moment that we'll never get back. But here's the raw truth: regret does not change the past. It does not rewind time or erase the mistakes we made. Instead, it keeps us from embracing the richness of the present. We lose sight of the joys right in front of us, all because we're fixated on things that are no longer ours to change. I've learned, after many years of struggling with my regrets, that clinging to them only brings pain. It doesn't bring peace, healing, or growth. I've spent nights lying awake, replaying conversations, decisions, and moments I wish I could redo, but in the end, none of that ever changed anything. The only thing that happened was that I let regret steal my peace. What I eventually realized is that regret doesn't have to be an enemy. It can be a teacher if we're willing to learn from it. We can choose to look at our past not with judgment but with understanding. Every mistake, every heartache, is part of a larger story, one that has shaped who we are today. Sometimes, the most painful experiences hold the deepest lessons. That heartbreak you thought would destroy you, the job you didn't get, the words you wish you could take back, all of these experiences have something to teach you. They teach resilience, patience, humility, and strength. We don't always see it at first, but with time, we begin to understand that our scars are a testament to our growth. We emerge stronger, wiser, and more equipped to face the challenges ahead. And that's a beautiful thing. The past doesn't have to define us, but it can guide us toward a better future. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. In the end, we must remember that the most precious gift we have is the time we're given right now. The past is gone, and the future is never guaranteed. If we continue to live in regret, we miss out on what truly matters, the present moment. Right now, you can choose how you live, how you love, and how you move forward. You can choose to let go of the emotional baggage that no longer serves you. It's not an easy thing to do. It requires strength, courage, and a deep willingness to forgive yourself. But when you let go of regret, you make room for so much more. You make room for joy, for healing, for new experiences, and for the beautiful things that life has yet to offer you. So take a deep breath, and know that you're not defined by your past. You are not your mistakes, and you are not your missed opportunities. You are a person who is still growing, still learning, and still capable of incredible things. Don't allow regret to steal another second of your happiness. Let go of what no longer serves you, and embrace the beauty and potential of the present moment. It's never too late to start living the life you've always dreamed of. 3. Toxic relationships. As you age, a profound shift begins to occur in how you view and navigate your relationships. With time, you start to recognize the relationships that truly nourish your spirit and those that leave you feeling emotionally depleted. You begin to see the patterns more clearly, the relationships that make you feel alive, supported, and loved versus those that drain your energy, feed your insecurities, and introduce negativity into your life. And it's in this clarity that you realize something incredibly important. Toxic people, those who manipulate, criticize, belittle, or surround you with constant negativity, simply should not have space in your life anymore. Toxic relationships, whether they come from family members, friends, or colleagues, often disguise themselves as normal or even necessary parts of your life. These individuals may have been present for years, perhaps even since childhood, and you might have convinced yourself that this is just how they are or they mean well. But as you grow older and more in tune with your emotional well-being, you start to recognize the damaging effects they have on you. They might belittle your achievements, dismiss your feelings, or offer criticisms disguised as helpful advice. Over time, these toxic interactions begin to wear you down, leaving you feeling small, self-conscious, and often emotionally exhausted. It's not just the big events. It's the quiet, insidious negativity that chips away at your spirit little by little. Letting go of these relationships can feel like an act of betrayal, especially if these people have been in your life for a long time. You may feel guilty or selfish, questioning if you are overreacting. But here's the truth. Letting go is not about being cold or ungrateful. It's about protecting your own heart. It's about choosing to prioritize your peace and emotional health over maintaining a relationship that is unhealthy for you. It's one of the most important acts of self-love and self-respect you can offer yourself. Think about it. Every time you allow toxic people into your life, you are, in a sense, allowing them to take up space that could be occupied by more meaningful, fulfilling relationships. When you release the hold that these negative relationships have on you, you open the door to new connections. Relationships with people who lift you, support you, and bring positivity into your world. These are the relationships that make you feel seen, understood, and cared for. They inspire you to be your best self, to grow, and to thrive. They are the people who celebrate your joys, hold you through your struggles, and always have your back, no matter what. It's not an easy decision, and it may come with feelings of loneliness or sadness, but it's a decision that allows you to heal and make space for those who truly deserve a place in your life. When you let go of toxic relationships, you stop allowing others to define your worth or undermine your happiness. You take control of your emotional landscape, making room for love, kindness, and connection that truly matter. Life is far too precious to spend it in the company of those who only bring you down. As you move forward, you will find that your life becomes richer, lighter, and far more fulfilling when you are surrounded by people who genuinely care for you. So take that courageous step and choose to surround yourself with people who bring out the best in you. In the end, it's these positive, loving connections that will leave a lasting impact on your heart, filling your life with meaning, joy, and deep fulfillment. 4. The fear of death. The fear of death is one of the most paralyzing emotions that many of us carry throughout our lives. It lingers in the back of our minds, casting a shadow over the joy and vitality that we could be experiencing. This fear can often stop us from truly embracing life, holding us back from pursuing our dreams, following our passions, or simply savoring the beauty of each day. Instead of letting this fear rule us, I believe that we should learn to confront it and accept it as an inevitable part of our existence. By embracing our mortality, we open ourselves up to living more authentically, more fully, and with a deeper purpose. When we choose not to fear death, we unlock a newfound appreciation for life. It's as if the weight of the world lifts off our shoulders, allowing us to take a deep breath and live in the moment. we begin to recognize how fragile and precious life truly is. Suddenly, every moment becomes valuable. Every laugh shared with loved ones, every sunrise, every hug, and every simple moment of connection. No longer consumed by the worry of what is to come, we focus instead on what is happening right here, right now. The realization that death is not something to be feared but accepted allows us to shift our perspective entirely. We become more intentional with how we spend our time, pouring energy into what brings us the deepest joy, peace, and fulfillment. We stop wasting precious time on trivial things, like chasing material possessions or worrying about what others think of us. We start to value the relationships that nourish our souls, the activities that light us up from within, and the quiet moments of introspection that help us feel truly at peace with ourselves. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. In my own experience, the more I allow myself to acknowledge death, not in a morbid or pessimistic way, but in a deeply grounding sense, the more I feel connected to the present. It makes me want to squeeze the most out of every single day, to fill my life with meaning, laughter, and love. I realize that every single day is a gift, and when I stop fearing death, I start living. I begin to cherish the simple things that bring me joy and stop letting fear dictate my decisions. Life becomes fuller, richer, and infinitely more beautiful when we embrace the idea that it's finite. After all, the very fact that we know our time is limited makes each moment that much more precious. Let us not waste it. 5. The belief that change is not possible. It's deeply saddening how so many people, as they grow older, begin to believe that change is no longer possible for them. Society often reinforces this narrative, suggesting that after a certain age, it's too late to make any meaningful shifts in your life. That feeling of being stuck, as if life has already unfolded in a way that can't be changed, is a heavy burden to carry. I understand why it's so easy to fall into this trap. After all, the years have passed, habits have been formed, and expectations have settled in like dust over time. It can feel like there's no room for growth or adventure anymore. But I want to say this loud and clear. This belief is a lie. Change is always possible. You are never too old to evolve, to grow, to reinvent yourself. Your mind, heart, and spirit, no matter the number of years you've lived, are remarkably flexible. They carry an innate power to adapt, dream, and transform. The idea that we reach a point where we can't discover new passions, skills, or friendships is simply false. Look at all the countless examples of people who have turned their lives around in their 60s, 70s, even in their 80s. It's not just about physical change, though that too is possible. It's about the profound emotional and mental shifts that can happen when you choose to believe in your potential. Change doesn't have to be drastic. It can be small steps. Picking up a hobby you've always wanted to try, learning a new language, taking up yoga, or even reconnecting with a passion that has long been forgotten. These things breathe new life into your world and fill your heart with a sense of purpose and possibility. I think so many of us forget that growth is not a destination but a journey that never truly ends. Every day holds the potential for transformation. It might not always be comfortable. In fact, change can often feel uncomfortable, even scary. But that's where the magic lies. The courage to step into the unknown and embrace uncertainty is where true personal evolution occurs. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, it will sometimes feel easier to stay stuck in familiar patterns. But every moment you choose to change is a moment you claim back from the limits you once believed were set in stone. If you've been feeling that tug in your heart, that yearning for something more, I want to encourage you to trust that instinct. You're not too old to explore new territories of the soul. You're not too old to meet new people who will teach you things you've never even imagined. You're not too old to heal from past wounds or create new dreams. Embrace change as a continuous part of your life's unfolding narrative. With each chapter you write, you grow stronger, wiser, and more connected to the essence of who you truly are. There is no expiration date on the possibility of transformation. The best part? You can begin right now, at this very moment. Change is waiting for you to step into it, to breathe new air into your life, and to see how incredible you can become, no matter your age. As we wrap up today's conversation, I hope you found some inspiration in the idea that change is never out of reach, no matter your age. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking it's too late, but as we've discussed, your potential for growth, reinvention, and embracing new experiences is boundless. The journey of change is always in your hands, and the choice to evolve is yours. So, what have you learned today? I'd love to hear from you. Comment below and share one thing you've learned that you plan to bring into your life. Whether it's embracing change, exploring new passions, or simply being open to the possibility of reinvention, your insights matter and can inspire others. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more uplifting content like this. Thank you for watching, and remember, change is always possible, no matter where you are in life. Let's continue growing together.